Hello, thank you for joining me for another message from the cow pasture. So these animals are congregated here underneath the tree in the shade so that they can rest for a little bit. As you can see, quite a few of them are chewing, and they call that chewing their cud. The way that they digest grass is they chew it up and eat it, and they swallow it, and then later they bring it back up, they regurgitate it, and they chew it some more. Kind of gross, but real effective for digesting and utilizing grass. Of course, they have a 4-chambered stomach, so that makes them pretty special too. We've got a wide variety of animals here. And then across the fence over here, we have some more cows and calves. And on the right there, the red and white paint she's got a rear end to us. That's Grace. She's the one that we raised in the barn that had the hernia repair. Now, I still have Clyde. He's in the barn now, and he's the one that most recently had a hernia. It was a couple of weeks ago, I guess about maybe 2 months now, but he's doing very well. So today's message is from Mark, the 5th chapter, in the 21st through the 43rd verse. As you all know, we have 5 senses: sight, smell, hearing, taste, and touch. Each of these senses is very important to us. You can often tell what an object is by feeling of it. Its size, shape, and texture. In the Bible, Jesus showed his power through touch. We'll hear about 2 ways he used touch to help people. One day, Jesus was walking through a large crowd. The people were crowding around so that he could hardly move. There was a woman in the crowd who was not well. Her body had been bleeding for 12 years. There wasn't a doctor, even a doctor who could help her, but she thought Jesus could heal her. She thought if she could get close enough to touch his robe, that she would be healed. So she pushed through the crowd, and she did, and she was immediately better. When the woman touched Jesus, he felt the power go out of him. When he found out who had touched him, he said, "Your faith has healed you. Go in peace and be free from your suffering." At the same time, Jesus was actually on his way to help a church leader whose daughter was very sick. After the woman had touched him, he learned that the girl had died. Then he told everyone, "Have faith," and he made his way to the church leader's home. When Jesus saw the people crying over the girl's death, he told them she was only sleeping. This made them laugh, but he still went and touched her hand and said a prayer. Then she got up. I think you'll agree that the power of Jesus' touch is amazing. Let's have a prayer before we finish our lesson. Dear God, we long to reach out and touch you, to feel your power in our lives. Please help us to see and feel your power. In Jesus' name. I think this is a very good message. There have been many times when I could feel Jesus working or sending me to do something or sending people my way. Here's a pretty heifer here looking at us. I think she's probably wondering what we're doing. several little calves here. Well, I've got to go fill up my fly spray bottles to be used in the morning when I check on the cows. What I normally do is I pour out some feed so that several cows will come over and be distracted while I spray them with fly spray so that I can get some of the flies off. If I can get them in the corral, I can shut the gate and I can pour the fly stuff on their backs, and it doesn't take very much to do that, but you can't hardly do it out in the pasture because you can't get close enough to most of them. They're a little suspicious as to what you're going to do. And for whatever reason, there are more flies on the bulls than there are on the cows. I don't know if it's about added testosterone for the bull, but or what it is, but for whatever reason, there are more flies on the bulls. And some of the bulls especially do not like being sprayed. So that's kind of, you get them when you can kind of thing. Well, I hope you have a fantastic week, and I hope you'll do something nice for someone so that they might see Jesus in you. Thank you for joining me.